Morning, everybody. Uh, I don't have to tell you what I was doing this morning, but I was awakened multiple times throughout the night. Um, One for a nightmare, and multiple times just waking up. And each time I had to silently talk to God in silence, including when I finally just woke up for the morning. But what's being placed in my heart is the direction that we as adults are taking when it comes to our kids. And I have no idea why. I didn't have any situations right now that would prompt this, but um, there's a huge disconnect and problem going on in society today with our kids. And I know a lot of parents don't want to hear this, but it does start at home. And right now, at an alarming rate, our schools are under attack. And we're seeing a lot of homeschooling take place. Um, and a shortage of teachers or teachers are quitting due to it, in their words, being chaotic. Now, I mentioned not long ago, either in a song or something, but I do strongly believe that the mark of the beast is chaos. And if you were to implement that word chaos and really take a look at what's taking place in the world right now, um, you'd see that chaos is everywhere. Um, and chaos can come in many forms. It doesn't necessarily look the way it sounds or the way we perceive it. Um, but our kids are in trouble right now. They're under attack very heavily. Um, AI has and technology has taken over where kids don't want to learn things because they rather use technology to get ahead, to where they have no ambition to learn things like we were told to learn things when we were in school. And I think a lot of it has to do with our parents, um, what's taking place at home, the encouragements, the support, that push. Um, I feel my generation was the last one to get that. Um, I still implement a lot of the things that I learned growing up to my children, only I've transformed it in a different way, you know, um, because there were some important things that I learned that I think was worth passing on. But I don't think a lot of parents are doing that. Right now, with technology, um, and the things that are being uncovered on the internet, a lot of kids have access to that right now. And there's a lot of content creators out there that are more concerned with finances and how many people are following them and things like that, and not taking into consideration what the kids are seeing. A 5 year old, a 9 year old, a 10-year old does not need to know the things that Charlie Kirk, Nick Shirley, um, all the stuff that was being presented. They don't need to know that stuff. And rather than put that content to be 18 and older on the internet, because everyone is so concerned with the amount of people following them, they don't put a restriction, an age restriction on it. So these kids are seeing you fighting for minimum wage situations, all those things, and you think that it's healthy to teach your kids this stuff at such an early age, that because of the fact that they lack comprehension and they're still trying to learn how to have that, it has forced them to become a little lazier. It has forced an ideology in their minds that they don't have to do certain things, and the only thing to do is to try to get as much money as possible, not to have an imagination of how they could get there, or that it takes a lot of work to get there. Instead, there's easier ways to make money. And we've seen the expansion of like OnlyFans and things like that, to where they're basically just selling themselves out, um, and their talents or anything that God gave them they're not paying attention to. It's chaotic. And a lot of people don't want to, if you're following God, I think even Christian families are in trouble with how they're doing things. Perception of Scripture, twisting of Scripture, things like that, I have gotten in the homes of even Christians. Um, I wanted to read a verse to you, and it's in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7. You shall teach them diligently to your sons, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you wake up. So every morning, every night before bed, when you wake up in the morning, you should be talking about the commandments, all the commands that God has given us to with your children. Now, I understand they might not understand everything right off the bat. You might have to break some things down, but I don't think that that's really taking place. I think what's happening is that people are creating their own definitions of this and spreading it to their children, or force feeding it to them in a way that when you send your child to go clean their room, they don't want to clean their room. So sometimes you have to make it interesting, right? To whereas sometimes we have parents that want to be so forceful that it just creates this resisting, this resistance in your home. And the kids carry that. And they carry that into society. And if they're not listening to you, they're not going to listen to nobody else. We have to find that area, get back to feeding their imagination and things like that, and the talents that God gave them, to use it, that it's important not to waste it. But we're so stuck on money that we forget that everything has been about money. Call me crazy, but I've always hated money. I see what it does to people. Really good people. But I think if anyone's wondering how to repair society, it has to start with the kids. You've got to do something different in your home. Time's running short. And I've seen somewhere where it says your kids are probably the only thing you can take to heaven. Look around. That's all I got. I have to think more on this, guys, and I apologize that I don't have a lot. It's early in the morning. I just I had to sit and think. But please, your children are gifts in the world and to you. Take it seriously. But don't break them. Don't antagonize them. You can use your past as an experience to lead you in the right direction, and ask God for wisdom in that. You don't always have to be in control like God do it. You don't have the capacity. None of us do. We can only use the tools that He gives us. You can't make your own. God bless.